Hey guys, DT Rockstar 1 here. I recently took a trip to Monterey, California during the Monterey Car weekend. It was spectacular. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. You know, there's just so much to see. I've said this before, I've been to so many car shows that it's hard for me to go to a car show and see something I've never seen before. But I saw a lot of cars for the first time. You know, like the first production Lamborghini, the 350 GT, Toyota 2000 GT, and the Ferrari FXX. I saw all those for the first time, and that was just on the first day. And these were at all the auctions. And, you know, it can actually be kind of stressful at times, you know, because there's so much to see and not enough time to see it all. You have to kind of pick and choose, and it takes an effort to focus on what you did see and not what you missed out on. But it is so worth it. It was really incredible. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you may be familiar with this car, the Vector W8 Twin Turbo. This is chassis number 3, and this example was featured in the movie Rising Sun, starring Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes. I remember seeing this movie when I was a teenager, and it was amazing to see that same car up close and personal. The roads and even the parking garages were just littered with exotic cars, both classic and modern. In some areas, you couldn't go 30 seconds without seeing something exotic. I was driving over to one of the auctions at one point, and just as I'm about to pull into the parking lot, my heart nearly skipped a beat when I saw a McLaren F1 and a Ferrari F50 pulling out. And at that point, I just said, screw this. I'm not going to the auction right now. I'm driving after these cars. And because how often do you see those on the road?
Recalculating, drive 0.2 miles, then turn right on Birch Rock Road.
The next day, I spent most of my day at Laguna Seca, and I was blown away again. There were several vintage Ferraris worth as much as a fighter jet racing around the track. But the most incredible thing was a Ferrari 250 GTO racing full throttle around the track. And hearing that V12 come to life just sent goosebumps down my spine. And while I was in the paddock area, I was filming a Ferrari 599 SA Aperta pulling in, and I felt somebody tapping on my shoulder. I didn't know who it was. So I turned around, it was a good friend of mine, and he said, "I think you're gonna wanna video this car behind you." So I look behind me, and what do I see? Another McLaren F1. I saw a total of 3 McLaren F1s while in Monterey. And it was also my first time seeing the McLaren P1, which I saw a few of those. Another car that I was particularly excited about seeing was the BMW M1 Pro car. This was also at Laguna Seca. I actually, several months ago, I posted on an online forum asking where I could see one of these cars driving around a track, and I was unexpectedly granted my wish. I saw a total of 9 BMW M1s while I was in Monterey. I also saw the Ferrari 512 BBLM, the racing version of the Ferrari Boxer, for the first time. I was like a kid in the candy store the whole time. The next day was spent at the Concorso Italiano, which was just a sea of Italian cars as far as the eye could see. It was my first time seeing the Lamborghini Huracan, which I'm really starting to like, as well also the Huracan Super Trofeo, which was just badass. There was a group of Zagato cars there, which people seem to love or hate, but I love them. For instance, the Lamborghini 595 Zagato, I call it the Iguana. Bizarre as it is, I still love it. It was also a treat to see a Lamborghini tractor in motion. My only gripe with the Concorso Italiano is too much of the common stuff. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. There must have been 50 or 60 Ferrari 360s there, and probably 25 or 30 Ferrari 308s. You know, I could see those anywhere, and I have nothing against them. I like those cars, but it was almost too much of a good thing. I actually made a joke with my friend saying that, you know, if I saw a Ferrari 308 when I was 8 years old, I would have been jumping up and down with excitement. But now I'm complaining that I'm seeing them.
On the other hand, there was no shortage of the rare stuff, which you're about to see here. Later that night, I saw a Lamborghini that was owned by somebody that you all may be familiar with, Dr. M3. So be sure to check out his channel if you haven't done so already.
Hey guys, this is it. This is the last day of Monterey Car Week and we're at Pebble Beach. And you're watching it here with TT Rockstar 1. The final day in Monterey was spent at Pebble Beach. I spent a good hour or so just admiring the scenery. It was paradise. Meow. My favorite cars there were the Ferrari 400 Super America,
Which pictures don't do it justice. This car was just stunningly beautiful in person.
the Ferrari 206 Dino prototype,
which is actually owned by Jim Glickenhaus, and I saw this car back in 2009 at the Concours d'Elegance in Michigan.
and this Duesenberg.
It's just jewelry on wheels.
There was about a dozen or so Ferrari 250 Testarossas, which I was lucky enough to capture them parading at the end of the show. It was spectacular seeing the confetti being shot in the air for the Best of Show award, which went to this Ferrari 375mm. I even saved some of the confetti as a souvenir. You know, it's just a really great reminder of that emotional experience. And the supercars, well, I'll let them speak for themselves.
Wanted just 264s and 232s.
So Monterey was expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but it was worth every penny. If you ever get the chance, please do yourself a favor and allow yourself to experience it. You will not regret it. So this is DT Rockstar 1. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Now this particular car has a Chevrolet engine. It's the only one of 401 built that has a Chevrolet small block, and that's because Bill Mitchell wanted something else other than a Ford. In the 400 cars that were built, 401, it's the only one with a Chevrolet engine built at the factory. And to my knowledge, I don't think there are any others that have had other engines put in them. The car is pretty dramatic. It's really a treasure. It's one of the, probably the highlight